So what up, YouTube? It's been a while since I did anything motorcycles, so I thought I'd do a review here on my latest purchase. This is the TORC T27 full face modular helmet with Blinc Bluetooth, and it's a white and it's an extra large. And just going to go kind of down my buying experience. There's a lot of stats online, but I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why I went with this helmet. First of all, no doubt about it, it's the price. When I bought it, it was $129 plus tax on Amazon. I thought that was a pretty good deal, but now they're selling this bad boy at Max Helmets, is who sold it to me, for $129. It's now only $119 right now, as we speak on, what is it? Today is September 14th. 2023. So, but now they're selling it for $119 plus tax. Good for you guys. I wonder if I could put in for a, like, you can go back in and say, hey, you're selling a little bit less, send me $10. But I'm going to just let you know the good and the bad on this helmet. There's a lot of good, but there's a few things that were bad. First of all, when I got the helmet, this inner part here, right here on this side, whatever side you want to call that, left, right, this was actually completely off the, this was unglued from the plastic back case. But I was upset when I got it, and then I was like, you know something, I'm just going to try it on, see how it feels, see how it fits. And if it looks good, feels good, I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. I've got some great super glue adhesive where you put the stuff on one side, you put the glue on the other side, you let it stand for about 10 minutes, then you slap that stuff together. And look up that super glue adhesive because it's great for everything. I've been using it like crazy. Maybe I'll stop here for a minute. I'll run out and show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, I glued that back on and it looks perfect, okay, symmetrical to the other side that I didn't have to mess with. So quick fix, and it wasn't too bad. So why did I go with this helmet? Well, I'm used to this Blinc, and I like the Blinc. I had a Hawk helmet, a couple of them in the past, and the Blinc's always been pretty good to me. The last Hawk I had was, again, it was cheap, but I don't think it was this cheap. But it had the Blinc system, and what happened though eventually is the battery, I thought, died. So I bought a battery, I stuck it back in, I charged it, worked fine, it lasted forever, a couple days. It wasn't the OEM battery, I just couldn't find it anywhere, so I just went with this battery that, I pulled it out and did a Google search. It went dead. Afterwards, after it died down, I tried to charge it back up again, it wouldn't charge. So I was like, gosh darn it, battery must have been faulty. So I went in, got another battery. Same thing happened. So I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely not the battery. So I'm thinking it was the Bluetooth. There's a module in there. And I think that's what happened. And unfortunately, on my old Hawk helmet, there was no type of reset. On this one, and the reason I went back with Blinc, because again, I'm used to it. It works pretty good. It actually has a reset button on this unit in here, and all you do to get to the unit, and again there's other things, is you just pull this off. Oh shoot, oh darn. Okay, good. Okay, that is the cover. I was like, oh wait a minute, my cover's gone, but that'll cover up. I kind of leave that just pulled aside there, and I did that on purpose because I want to be able to get to that charger. It's just a micro USB. It's not a C. I wish it was a C type, but it's not, but that's cool. But there's a little reset button in there. I don't know if you can see it somewhere in there. Let's get a real good close-up. Anyway, trust me. Oh, you can't see it until you take this cover off. But the reset was the reason I went back to Blinc, because I felt like they addressed the problem and they knew they needed to put something on there. The Blinc has a 90-day warranty. I'm not even sure what the helmet, if any, it comes with, but they do a money back, on the Amazon for 30 days. I had sent this Max helmet email and said, look, it was damaged. I put in for a return request. I was like, I really don't want to return it because I kind of like it, but I want to go with an extra, extra large. I was right at the top part of going into an extra large, and I was at a large, but I said, you know, I'm going to take some advice. I think a lot of people were saying they fit small. So I went ahead and I got the extra large, and it was still a bit tight. Again, I was right at the top part. Don't ask me what the measurement was, but whatever you see online there. Well, I got it right here. Let me see if I can see it while I got it. So the large is like 23 and a quarter to 23 and 5/8. And I was like at 23 and like maybe a quarter. And I was like, screw that. The next size up on the extra large says 24. So you're only talking about 3/8 from a difference from the 23 and 5/8 to go to the extra large at 24. Here's what I'm looking at right here. So I went ahead and went with the extra large. They're showing an extra, extra large on here at 24 and 3/4. You can forget this, guys, because these guys don't sell an extra, extra large or extra, extra, extra large. So just be aware of that. They told me that that's the biggest one they got, but they said they would accept the return, and they were even willing, because it was damaged, to go ahead and pay for the shipping back. That's one thing you got to understand. If you get the wrong size, you're probably going to be, they take the returns, but they don't automatically offer the free shipping unless it's damaged. So just FYI on that, I think that's something that you should be aware of. Okay, and don't ask me where I got this. I have no idea, but I'll tell you what, probably at Lowe's, super glue, fix all adhesive. And I'm telling you, man, this is good stuff, water resistant. So go out and get you a pack of that, and it'll work around the house. You always get those little bottles I used to from dollar store. They always dried up on you, or you couldn't open the bottle after a while. This I've been using for a little bit on a couple of projects, and it works great. But back to the helmet. So, you know, I use Senna on my open faced, and so I was really looking at that Senna helmet. It looked really good. There weren't many reviews on it though. You know, it was like I want to say 239, 279, something like that. And for God, now 119 bucks. You guys, you just really can't, you know, you got to take a chance on that. Especially if your noggin's a little bit smaller than mine, I think you're going to love it. So here's what I do now. When I put this helmet on, it actually squeezes me right around the top part of my face, like my upper part of my cheekbones, when I have it closed. When I have it in modular mode, it's really comfortable. But I think that I'm breaking it in a little bit, so it is a little bit tighter than I'm used to, because of my old helmet, I think was actually too large for me. So what I do, and this is not the safest thing, okay, but during this break-in period, when I'm riding, I just barely, and this is a great release button here, it works really good. I just barely lift that up, so it's like I'm riding down the highway, maybe at like that. I can still see through the shield fine. And I'm just doing that when I just can't take the pressure anymore on the side of my face. It's a great helmet. I've already been through some rainstorms with it. The glass, it's got that anti-fog on there. It seems to be working. And it just peeled the drops off like crazy. So really nice. This right here is actually better than my Hawk, I feel. And this part right here, like, really latches in and stays up. That's kind of broke on my other one after 2 or 3 years too. I'm sure that can get wore down, okay? But that it seems like it clicks in and it holds a little bit better, along with this shade here too, or the sun visor. I love that sun visor. It just seems more clear, and it's longer than my other one. It really covers clear across the helmet, so really nice. That latch, those latches come down and grab these right here on each side. So again, that's how I get over back to the extra large and all that stuff and not fit me perfect. That's how I get around that though, okay, is I just leave it open a little bit, and then I shut it back up, ride a little ways, and I'm just doing that. I think if I break it in, these might actually push in these cushions on each side might push in, and I might start getting some reprieve from that. I could be completely wrong. It might stay uncomfortable for the life of the helmet. To me, because of the price and everything else, I like the rest of the helmet. It's just worth it. So it comes with this really nice cover too, and I've had helmets, all my helmets come with cover, everything that I own, but this is just really sharp, and it also turns into, it doesn't just have a strap on one side, this is actually turns into like a backpack. So if you take it, you go to work, you want to throw that on your back, put the cover on it, that's just really nice. And I might actually start doing that, take it inside. I've got a motorcycle lock on my F6B, so I do use it. Let's talk about this little hidden secret here. And I'm going to talk about this because I heard somebody mention that they thought that the helmet was hot. This piece right here is, okay, had to move away from the family there, guys. Sorry, got loud in there. So this is a pretty magical little piece right here. I don't know if this was broke, but I might have broke that pulling it out one time. It's got clamps. I heard somebody mention, again, like I was about to say, that this was a hot helmet, okay? And when I first put it on, I was like, God, they weren't lying. Damn thing's hot, especially, again, when you put it out of modular mode is when you feel that. But this piece actually, and I'll try to not drop my new helmet on the cement, it actually kind of fits in there. I'm not going to do it right now, but it fits in there really nice and easy. I had something on my other helmet. It was like a cloth on the Hawk. It just kind of hung down, and it got wore out. That it was Velcro that would latch on, and it stopped working completely. So it just kind of hung down. And in the wintertime, when I'm riding in the 20-degree weather, I would tuck that inside my coat, and it actually did okay. I'm anxious to see how this one does, because when you put this on, if you have this on during the summer, you are going to fry, okay? So advice, pull that out and you'll just love the helmet. It doesn't get hot. So that's a little trick that nobody has mentioned so far. That piece on there has to come out during the summertime, okay? Put it in during the winter. It's going to be great and you'll love it. But let's talk about noise for a minute. Now, I never noticed when I had this in how the noise was, because it came out right away. It was too damn hot to keep it in there in 90 degrees. Okay, so, and I didn't even ride with the helmet on. I was just walking around the house with this thing in, and it really cooks you. So I think in the winter, again, back to that for just a second, it's going to be really nice to keep your head and your face warm inside that helmet. My other one, not so much. But let's go ahead and talk about, and I'll let that hit the ground. Let's go ahead and talk about the two things at the same time. Let's talk about the noise, okay? And let's talk about the, and I just noticed that closes that up. So that closes that front part up, and that actually might cut down some of the noise, because the helmet is a little bit noisier than my other one was. But I think, again, it's because of that piece I just showed you. I have that out, so you're getting a lot of more noise. I hear tire noise, wheel noise, not from my bike, from the other cars. I kind of hear it, especially if you got a loud frickin' Jeep or whatever, the loudest crap in the nation, pulled up, riding down the highway right beside you. How do people ride in Jeeps? God, it's got to be a horrible sound inside there. But anyway, you can hear them a little bit better. Now, one thing I noticed, though, I swear there's a latch here. Now, I can't tell when I look down through here, I can't tell what the hell this thing does. I think it's almost like a push to cross the street button, like a placebo, because I can't understand what that function is. Now, maybe there's something in there that I just can't see that's happening, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything when I look down through there, okay? But that one right there is pretty obvious that it's opening up and closing that steel part. So I might try that and see if, I don't think I'm going to do it in the winter or in the summer to see, but I can test it real quick to see if that helps on the cut down some noise, because that's open. And this is open too back here, which there's an opening back here But I think, man, I really, when I have it closed during the summer here, I think it might be a little bit cooler than my last helmet. And again, people are saying hot. I think it's just from that chin guard or whatever it is, or the chin thing to put in. But this, you got air filters all the way through here. But it's going to cause a little bit, tiny bit, but I think the trade-off is good there. So that's what I got to say about the noise and the heat. The Bluetooth is spectacular, as I expected Blinc to be. Again, I've had this before, so I kind of know. A little bit different this time. Now I've got to click back twice instead of just holding the button. I think I held it for a couple seconds to make a voice call or navigate to somewhere. It all ties into I've got an Android. It loves it. It ties right into it. Found it real quick. Very nice. And then you got so it's back, I think. It's one or the other. I think it's back twice, and it'll do the voice-activated call. And then 2 forward, and this is all in the guide, 2 forward will give you the, it will give you the speed or the redial on the last person that you talk to on your phone. It does a lot of other stuff. If you want to use this for intercom, blah, 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 all that other stuff, I didn't. The speakers are actually nicer than my last helmet too, my last Hawk. Was going down the road and I forgot that I had reset my phone. So my Bluetooth unit inside here had shut off and disconnected. So I had to reconnect it. I didn't have it when I first tried out the helmet. So I actually let the speaker come through when I was doing, I had my YouTube playlist going and it sounded pretty damn good. Of course, what are you going to think? It's not going to be much bass. I mean, it's not that high quality. But again, it was better quality and more bass than my last Hawk helmet. Guys, I think that's it for now. If you know the warranty of the helmet, please share that. Throw a comment down there. If you got any questions, hit them. Put some comments down there, and I'll take care of you there too. That's it for now. Later, YouTube.